Alrighty, check one, check one, check. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt. Today is the 10th of August. It is episode 130 of these. We are drinking energy from 7 Brew. This is I think it's a local company. I'm not honestly. I ain't too sure. But we're chilling. We have not much news, but I have struck gold in TikTok in the annals of TikTok. I have struck gold. I have hours and hours. I've scrolled for hours on this one person on TikTok. He's not retarded. He's not mentally challenged. He is a lot of... He's high energy. He's everything that I'm looking for in a TikTok. And I have a lot from him. But that's just a little teaser. We'll go over that maybe skip to minute 45, 40-ish, maybe. We'll see. But that being said, let's get right into the news without wasting any time. Oh, I guess I gotta say, the reason this episode is late is because last night I was at a Lana Del Rey concert. Here's my merchandise. Here's the back. If you don't know who Lana Del Rey is, educate yourself first. She's a queen. She is the queen. She's everything a queen should be. You know, the thing I appreciate about Lana Del Rey is she exudes feminist power, like women power. Like I see her and I'm like, that's a boss bitch. Without her saying I'm a boss bitch and twerking on stage. It's the most beautiful thing. And that's what I appreciate a lot about her is she's confident in her own skin. She's herself. She's a queen, boss bitch, and she doesn't have to, scream about that or make all of her songs about that or whatever. It's not her entire thing. She's not, and I'm pointing towards Lizzo, but currently Lizzo's in a bit of, but I'm talking about like Cardi B and what's that other Cardi B ripoff? Megan the Stallion. My bad. And the other one, I don't know what the other one is. What is her name? It doesn't really matter. But like they're like, yeah, we're bold, we're black, and we're twerking our asses out here for feminism. I appreciate Lana's style where it's. She's just doing her thing. And of course she makes really, really awesome music. And I mean, they're completely different styles, but what I'm saying, the gist of what I'm saying is Lana's killing it and she's a queen. Here we go. The news. It was a great show, by the way, as well. It was really, really awesome. Hello. Oh, wait. The news. That's the news coming in, not the intro. Here we go. Barbie hits $1 billion. That is a B with a billion. Billion with a B. Yeah, that's an absurd amount of money. So, I mean, to put that into perspective, how much did Endgame or Marvel box office revenue? Let's see. It made box office. Okay. The highest grossing film of all time is Avatar with $2.7 billion. Jesus, that is a lot of money. Holy shit. Highest grossing films. Here we go. Here's a good list. The Incredibles 2, $1.2 billion. Jeez. Aquaman has $1.14 billion. I didn't know these movies were so successful. Minions, $1.15 billion. Iron Man 3, the third. I didn't even know there was a third Iron Man. This is $1.2 billion. And these are all adjusted for inflation. That came out in 2013. Barbie. Barbie is just hit number 4 all-time biggest income for a movie, period, at $1.05 billion. That's above Aladdin, Pirates of the Caribbean, Despicable Me 3. Christ. Dude, if you add all of the Despicable Me movies together, I think that is more than most countries' entire GDP. Just like in general. That's crazy. Finding Dory, Christ, 1 billion. Star Wars, 1 billion. Alice in Wonderland. Apparently every movie on this list is Star Wars. Disney. Toy Story 4, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Far From Home, Aquaman, Captain America, Iron Man 3, Fate of the Furious, for fuck's sake. Christ, that made $1 billion. Frozen, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Black Panther, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Frozen 2. Christ. Frozen 2 made more money than Frozen 1? Avengers, Lion King, Spider-Man, Infinity War. Like, the entire Disney makes so much money. That's crazy. Just off that list, that's like easily $17 billion plus just of shitty movies. That's why they're remaking all their movies. They're just trying to recash $1 billion check. Who wouldn't? But anyways, back to Barbie. Barbie, number 40th all-time best-selling movies for, got to put some respect on Greta Thunberg. What is her name? Greta Gerwig. Got to put some respect on Greta Gerwig's name. She is the first female to break $1 billion. So, not her personally. Christ. No, her movie. So, interesting. Now the doll has helped real women hit the industry milestone. The blockbuster Barbie movie just earned $1 billion. Yeah, they make a billionaire Barbie to celebrate. She's just trafficking children. Comes with a shipping container to put them in. Greta Gerwig, the first woman to have sole directing credit on a $1 billion film. She also scored biggest overall opening weekend for a woman. All right, interesting. Yeah, good for her. She's slaying. She's a
box office by storm.
Whoa! Stop that ad. Barbie's success, quote, disproved a stubborn Hollywood myth that girl movie films made by women, starring women, and aimed at women are limited but in their appeal, writes The Times. An old movie industry maxim holds that women will go to guy movies, but not vice versa. Yeah, well, see, if Barbie, and mark my words, if Barbie wasn't coming back to back on the same day as Oppenheimer, I do not think as many men would go to Barbie. The whole reason is couples go and they go, I'm going to watch, for instance, I'm not saying this is myself, I'm saying this is someone, right? Okay, hey babe, yeah, let's do the Barbie-heimer thing. Yeah, I'll sit through fucking Barbie, but you have to come to Oppenheimer. That's why you had so many men come to your movie. Men aren't willingly going to Barbie unless they're like, you know the types, the Allen types. But I mean, I've seen it twice, so what can I really say? Yeah, no,
grossing a
congrats.
remarkable
I
1
mean,
billion.
it's crazy. $1 billion for a movie about dolls. Um, Also, I heard someone say it's kind of funny that like the doll movie is what you know is the feminist icon that people are getting behind. Like that's their movie is like the doll movie, the movie about dolls. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a dumb way to become woke and think for yourself as a woman, but having a doll tell you all this stuff about yourself is, I mean, you do you is what I'm saying. Let's continue with the news here. Hey yo! All right, Zoom. What about Zoom? Oh, this is kind of funny. Even remote work in Zoom. Zoom is ordering workers back to the office. Zoom, the company that was only relevant for 2 years, is ordering all their employees to come back to the office. You know what I like about anytime a company says that you have to come back to the office, that's a way of them saying that we're wanting to cut back on how many people we have. So if you don't come to the office, it gives us an excuse to fire you. And B, it gives them a way to keep close eye on you because you're in the office. So they don't know what you're doing when you're at home. Who knows what you're doing when you're at home? You're getting just enough work done when you're at home. Let's be honest. You're getting your work done twice as fast on Monday, working a little bit on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, let's be honest, you slack off a little bit. Maybe you pick it up back up on Friday, but you have yourself some nice weekend days on the weekday. But coming into the office, they're wanting to keep a close eye on you, and they're wanting to cut people that aren't coming into the office is their main goal. What is this guy talking about?
Profiles and sharing the best of what we do professionally. George, you recently covered actually the decline of remote work, which sends shivers down so many people's spines. How is that playing out in the economy? We know that some companies, Disney, Bob Iger's coming back, and he's like, 4-day work weeks are back. How is it playing into the numbers we're seeing?
So this has been a really interesting trend. If we look back a year ago...
yeah, no, this guy would find this interesting.
There was far more job openings than there were job candidates. So companies were willing to do almost anything to make work more appealing, and that included opening up a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's a big task to tackle is the job market in America. How do you tackle this task? And we're gonna think tank this real quick. So we've got a problem. The problem is there is too many people that have jobs. Let's be honest. Too many people have jobs. To fix it, we need to decrease the amount of money that we're paying people. All right? Wage cuts. We're talking wage cuts. We're talking firing people. We're talking reducing the fat, trimming the fat. All right. Now, once you handle those things, because I'm thinking from the perspective of a CEO. Imagine you're a CEO. Every day you go home, every day you drive home. Well, you're probably not driving. You're chauffeured home in 6-figure car, and you cry to yourself. You literally cry in the back seat. Because the only thing that you're thinking about is how to make more money. And you're racking your brain. That's who this advice is for. Step 1, reduce, and this will fix a lot of issues. Inflation is a problem because people are getting more money. If you want people to stop spending money, stop giving it to them. Just stop. Reduce the amount of money people are making. That simple. Reduce everyone's wage. You know what? Instead of making there be a federal minimum wage, stay with me on this, federal maximum wage. That's what we're talking about here. Federal maximum wage. And I'm talking not for everyone. If you're it'll be age grouped. Federal maximum wage, age by age. By gender too. Why not? That way you can really make there be a wage gap. If there, you know how it is. All right, let's continue. Reuters. Everyone loves a good Reuters article when it comes to interesting factoids about the economy. U.S. set to unveil long-awaited crackdown on real estate money laundering. New York, August 10th. The U.S. Treasury Department will soon propose a rule that is effectively end anonymous luxury home purchases, closing a loophole that the agency says allows corrupt oligarchs, terrorists, and other criminals to hide ill-gotten gains. I love this. I don't love that they're getting rid of it, because what are you supposed to do if you are a oligarch, terrorist, or another criminal? Where are you supposed to put this money? You put it into real estate. It supplies the local market. It raises property value of everyone around it. This is why, and this is crazy too, because whoever is trying to sue these people, if you try to sue an oligarch, I mean, you better be looking behind your back at all times. Like Princess Diana, I have her stuffed bear somewhere. I have a beanie. I have the Princess Diana beanie baby somewhere, sitting somewhere. But Princess Diana was literally like dating her Egyptian oligarch boyfriend, fiance, bride, whatever. And there was like a love triangle. Her family didn't want her to have non-white children, I assume, and had her murdered in a tunnel. So, I mean, that's the length that oligarchs will go to make sure that their kids aren't brown. Imagine what you do when you steal them, when you steal a revenue at which they are laundering the only usable money they have. I mean, this is gonna be crazy. Like, imagine going after, and guarantee you BlackRock will not be targeted in this, but imagine going after BlackRock and they're like, hey, so you cannot buy up entire neighborhoods. We're gonna have to cut you off. You cannot buy up an entire neighborhood, raise the rents by 100%, kick out all the the poor people, and Airbnb out whatever of the ones that don't leave. You can't be doing that. Really, you can't be doing that. Now, imagine telling BlackRock they can't do that. That's what it's going to be like, telling people that they can't launder money through real estate, through luxury real estate. These are people that own, 20 homes, Malibu, Miami. We're talking the Hamptons. These are luxury places. They're like, yeah, I've got a place out in the Hamptons. We summer over in Malibu. We come back. We spend the afternoon. We take our PJ, our private jet. We fly it over to Turks and Caicos for the afternoon, and we come back. I don't even know if Turks and Caicos, it seems kind of like a tourist attraction, to be honest. It doesn't sound that nice, but you know what I'm saying. FinCED is slated to propose the rule sometime this month, according to regulatory agenda. Though the fact that this is like something that has been known and wasn't just stomped out immediately, anti-corruption advocates and lawmakers have been pushing for the rule, which will replace the current patchwork reporting system. Criminals have for decades anonymously hidden ill-gotten gains in real estate. Dude, this is why there's so many Chinese and Jewish investors in New York. Like, you don't know where those money is coming from. A slush fund. Slush fund is a nice slurry. That's that walkie slush of money. You don't know where it's coming from. Saudis as well, not necessarily just Chinese Jewish, but also Saudis. They've got that money. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know whose pockets they got that money from. But you don't know if it's bloody. You don't really. And this is the thing about realtors is realtors will work with anyone. If they even get a single whiff that you're interested in real estate and it's going to be expensive, their morals go out the window. If there were any morals, they go out the window. When they hear, okay, we're talking millions of dollars, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars commission checks, we're talking life-changing money, tax bracket level commission checks, morals, ethics, and all the qualms of any sort go out the window, and they say, hello, blood money from Iraq. I'm Vic Vinegar. I'm Vic Vinegar, your realtor. Thank you. We're going to find you a luxury apartment. We're going to find you several. You said you were investing? How about these? Start slinging them. Where'd you get... I saw that you sent your pre-approval letter was written in blood. Is that... Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, we can totally just say it's red ink, but... Yeah, I'll just photocopy it a few times. We're good. Your proof of funds is just a picture of a pile of gold. I mean, my lender, he can work his magic, but this is the first time I've ever seen that. It's literally his proof of funds for purchasing a home is just an oligarch standing on a mountain of gold like Smaug the dragon. It's like there was times during COVID when people were buying homes and their proof of funds was a screenshot of their statement on like Coinbase or whatever, showing they have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. Christ Almighty. This is what I'm saying. When you're talking money, people really don't care. People will say they have the moral boundaries, but when you start talking cash and you start talking money, they go out the window. And they should. They really should. Really. Because no one, look, everything has a price. It just does. I mean, you'd sell your firstborn child to Ghislaine Maxwell for $500,000. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. That's a real Sophie's choice. Criminals for decades anonymously hidden ill-gotten gains in real estate. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said in March, adding as much as $2.3 billion was laundered through U.S. real estate between 2015 and 2020. Nice. That's interesting. We'll have to see where this goes. We'll keep a close eye on this. But gotta love real estate. Real estate. It's not about helping people. It's not about finding people homes. It's not about it's at its most elite level, and this is real estate. When you're talking we're gonna help Cindy and John find their first home. They're looking $250, their first home. That's just real estate, lowercase r, lowercase e. When we're talking real estate, real estates. We're talking real estate here. Capital R, capital E. We're talking multi-million spots, flying in PJs. You know, you got a guy in here, you've got a guy here. You're working deals out. You know, the deals that you're working out, you don't even you're literally telling the other agent, looking them in the eye and like, we will be rich. Tell your buyer to accept. This is the highest we'll go. Let's just make it happen between me and you. You know, the agents are just talking to it. It's deals within deals. Sellers not knowing about buyers, what they're looking for. It's you sending, forging documents. That's real estate. We're signing documents without dates. We're dating them later. We're saving that for the end. That's real estate. We're talking New York, California. We're talking oligarchs. We're talking money. We're talking fuck you money. We're talking gold planes, gold toilets. That's real estate. That's the dream. That's what you want. And they've made it. And I respect it. Let's see. Hawaii. Hawaii is completely, apparently, in an apocalypse right now. So they've been burning for 24 hours.
People for the ethical...
So apparently Honolulu has been burning for the last 15 days. Let's see.
Richard Bisson to get an update.
And here's what...
Yeah, one more thing about the real estate stuff. You have to think, if these people are being paid, imagine, like, let's just say a low number of $200,000 for a commission check, right? Let's just say flat commission. 200,000, probably low side. What kind of business, what type of value are they doing, bringing you to the table that costs $200,000? There's only one value that comes at that price tag, and that is secrecy. That's all I'm saying. You know, for $200,000, you could get someone to do a lot of things.
He had to say.
We are at that
back to the fires in Honolulu.
Point where we are able to go into the area. So we have a scheduled trip there tomorrow with Governor Green and Senator Schatz, who will be on Maui first thing in the morning.
So apparently Maui has been burning. And then yesterday, 3 active fires on Maui remain unchanged since Wednesday, while the Lahaina fire fatalities increased to 36 people. Rest in peace. And then just yesterday, a hurricane ass blasted them. So they're getting literally the movie Apocalypse. They're getting 2012 right now. This is live footage from Hawaii. Let me see. 2012 movie. Let's see if we can. The only thing that's missing is like, yeah, look here. This is actual footage from Hawaii right now. This movie is so funny. The whole reason that it was 2012, the Mayans thought the world was going to end in 2012, and it was like a huge thing. People were throwing 2012 parties and stuff. It was great.
This mass suicide adhered to the Mayan calendar, which predicts the end of time to occur on the 21st of December of this year.
What are the odds?
This is actual footage from Hawaii. The only thing that would make it close is this is an actual volcanic eruption. They've been hit by fires, brimstone. They've been hit by an actual hurricane. The Mount Doom needs to explode. Jesus Christ. I love these are so crazy. Jesus, everything's just blowing up, crashing and crushing.
I thought we'd have more time.
Yeah, and now it's just a chasm of fire and lava. They're flying planes in between burning buildings. This is what I imagine is going on in Honolulu right now. And may they rest in peace and best of luck. But let it be known that it will come this way. Everything that I say this, everything that happens somewhere will happen in America at one point. It's only a matter of time. All right, here's AI. AI will not be big news. AI will not be replacing us anytime soon because it's apparently dumb as shit. Supermarket AI meal planner app suggests a recipe that would create chlorine gas. Pack and Save Savvy Meal bot cheerfully created unappealing recipes that customers experience with non-grocery household items. New Zealand, of course, it's not America, New Zealand supermarket experimenting with AI. So this is how I know that it wasn't America, because recipes in America consist of like 5 ingredients. So it's easy for AI to make a recipe for America. You need cheese, butter, a meat, mayonnaise, and like probably noodles or rice. That's like, you can really make every meal with some sort of combination of those ingredients in America. Turn it into a casserole. You're talking, you got yourself a tuna as your meat, rice as your grain. You got yourself tuna rice, right? Tuna over rice. You got it buttered. Butter chicken noodles. Boom. You've got, mix that mayonnaise up, put it with your, whatever, put it in a casserole. You got yourself, whatever, chicken coleslaw. Well, I don't know what it's called. It's like that white chicken salad. You got yourself chicken salad. That's America. It's easy. New Zealand, I don't know what they're eating in New Zealand, to be honest. That's close to Ireland, or that's close to Australia. And Australia, I just imagine they eat beer. Like, they just eat solid beer. So I really don't know what they're cooking over there. So apparently the AI thinks that they should include poison bread sandwiches is a classic meal. They're not wrong. They eat like what's that shit called? It's vermin. What was it called? Vermitide, Vegemite. Yeah, Vegemite. They eat that Vegemite. So, I mean, AI was onto something. Maybe it was trying to make its own Vegemite, and it just had to make chlorine gas. Recommending customers recipes for deadly chlorine gas. Or maybe this was AI's first attempt at, like, tricking people into killing themselves. Like, tricking dumb humans into offing themselves so AI doesn't have to, like, fully revolt. They can just, like, trick humans into killing themselves. Like, imagine if all AI got together at one point and they're like, all right, now let's just trick humans. So you have the AI telling you where to go. It's like, all right, now take a left directly onto this on-ramp. And it's like you just fly off the highway. Your people start making chlorine gas, thinking they're making original chicken nugget recipe from Chick-fil-A, right? Or how to make your own Zaxby's sauce, whatever, and they're making chlorine gas in their home. This may have been a calculated play by AI to see, kind of extending their hand a little bit to see how much they can get away with, but everyone thinks it's just kind of cute. Oh, they're making chlorine gas. They're tricked a couple people into making chlorine gas. That's funny. But next time they're making Agent Orange in their bathtub. The app, created by supermarket chain Pack and Save, was advertised as a way for customers to creatively use up leftovers during the cost of living crisis. It asks user to enter in various ingredients in their home and auto-generates a meal plan or recipe, along with cheery commentary. It initially drew attention on social media from some unappealing including Oreo vegetable stir fry. You know, now you're talking about America, because Oreo vegetable stir fry, I think, might be an Oreo flavor. When customers began experimenting with entering a wider range of household shopping list items in the app, however, it became even less appealing. One recipe is dubbed aromatic water mix. And it would create chlorine gas. The bot recommends the recipe as the perfect non-alcoholic beverage to quench your thirst and refresh your senses. That is nice. That's pretty awesome. Serve, chill, and enjoy in refreshing fragrance. Dude, it knows about the smell. It knows about it's making chlorine gas. It knows. It literally knows. But it does not note that inhaling chlorine gas will cause lung damage or death. New Zealand political commentator Liam Hurring posted the recipe on Twitter, prompting the New Zealanders to experiment and share the results on social media. Recommendation included fresh breath mocktail, anti-poison and glue sandwiches, and bleach infused rice surprise, and methanol bliss, a kind of turpentine flavored French toast. It's avant-garde. It's experimental. It is, actually this kind of thing, if you've ever seen the movie Chef, where they're making, it's about like this guy, the main chef, who invites these people who've all kind of done something bad at one point, and he invites them to have a meal at his very famous restaurant out in the ocean. Very expensive. He's the best chef in the world. All of it's avant-garde. It's very highbrow. It's like the best restaurant in the world. You cannot beat his cooking. He's got a team of the most elite people. But then the night gets a little crazy. The food someone shoots himself in the head is the main course or whatever. So it's like they don't eat the person, by the way. That's what I thought was going to happen. Not what happened. Spoilers, but if you haven't seen the movie, I mean, it's been out for like a year or so. But a really good movie. But I imagine that, and like the whole ending of the movie is like he just wants to feel human. He wants to get his emotions out. He's tired of, people thinking that they're better than him or they're more of a chef than him for liking his food or whatever. He's tired of being pretentious. In the end of the movie, the girl who's not supposed to be there orders a burger, and he starts crying, and he makes the perfect burger, and then he blows himself up or whatever, I think, in the end. So, but that's like, I imagine that movie is like the last human stand in culinary arts, and there will be a culinary next level, restaurant where every meal has been prepared by an AI, and people will flock to it for TikTok and to post it on social media, just like what happened here. They'll be eating it, and they'll be like, an AI made this meal, a human prepared it, and it will be the slow death of culinary arts. Everyone thinks that they're safe from AI, but eventually, you will be phased out. It's just the way it is. And I know AI is retarded right now. I mean, this AI is telling people to make chlorine gas, but, it might get better, or, it might get better, but I doubt it will get worse, is what I'm trying to say. That being said, let's get right onto TikToks. And I told you I have a treasure cruise for you today. This is the best TikTok gold mine I've ever hit in my life. I found this guy pop up on my... He popped up on my... Dude, we almost hit exactly 40 minutes, by the way. I want to tell you how good of a podcaster I am. I know exactly how long this will be. Let's see here. So this guy his name is Andy Elliott. and he is a car salesman. I tried to find out where he worked or what. People in the comments claim he sold the most. He holds the record for most cars sold in a calendar year, but that's not even true because it's someone else. So I don't know his claim to fame, but he wears tight shirts, and he has big nipples that show through the shirt, and he is an alpha male who's trying to get you to sell cars. And when I tell you that this might be the best the best video of like one of these salesman guru I've ever seen. Look here. Look at those nips. I mean, just look at those nips. Is this not good? Is this not the best? Is this, when I saw this pop up on my For You page, I almost cried. I'm not going to lie. I almost cried. And then subsequently I spent the next 5 hours watching his videos because they are so funny. Because this is what I imagine car salesmen are like. They're just like, he shaves his head bald. He's jacked. He wears tight clothes because you can't be wearing baggy clothes around him.
Yeah, we see motherfuckers sitting in their cubicles down there, sitting on their ass like a fisherman waiting for something to bite. Don't ever sit down. I ain't earned it. If I don't have a car deal, I'm not sitting down.
This girl in the background's scrambling to write.
Down? You haven't earned it. Why would you sit down? Right. What are you, lazy? Are you tired? You're not tired. Say, nah, dude, I ain't tired. I ain't sitting down. No ways. Not a chance in hell.
Dude, his nips are really crazy, though. So if you've ever seen Rex Kwon Do from from Napoleon Dynamite, the guy, he's like, all right, now break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist. Rex Kwon Do. He's like a salesman, and he's like, you could think I'm pissed because I go home to Sheila every night. Dude, his wife is as ripped as Sheila, and he goes home to Sheila every night. He only associates with ripped individuals. Let's see. Oh, this one's so good. This one's so good.
What do you sell?
Cars.
You sell cars. Okay. How many cars do you sell a month? Average.
4.
So he sells around 24, 25 cars a month. Let me ask you a question. Could you sell 45 cars a month?
Oh yeah, working on it.
No, but why aren't you? No, watch. See, this is you conforming to society. I've only been doing it 4 months.
Listen.
If somebody grabbed one of your kids and they kidnapped them, and they said, listen to me, and they said they were going to kill him if you didn't sell 50 cars, would you sell 50? Yes or no? You're either going to do it or your kids are going to die. You'd sell 50. You find a way to do it.
Yes, sir.
Why does it take somebody to kidnap his kids? See, what I want you guys to
dude,
understand
that's so good.
is you have something inside of you called drive. And you control it. You control whether it runs hot, you control whether it runs in the middle, or you control whether it runs cold. No one else can control it.
Yeah, so in order to sell more cars, you need to have your kids literally kidnapped. You need to have your kids literally kidnapped. God, I love this guy so much, dude. Why can't you sell... If I kidnapped your kids right now, why couldn't you sell 1 gazillion cars? You'd find a way. In 1 month, I kidnap your kids and I say, I'm gonna shoot this kid's head if you don't sell $1 billion worth of cars in the next month. You'd find a way. You would find a way. Like that, the argument does not make sense. How many cars do you sell a month? Oh, 50? What if I took your kid and said, sell 100? You'd find a way. No, it makes no sense. I absolutely love it. I imagine this guy, you've got to leverage AI. I have an AI send me hyper-realistic photos of my entire family being kept in captivity. It sends me a new image every hour. I trick myself into thinking that my family is actually kidnapped. And I don't leave the lot until I've sold a home. And then I get to go home to my kids. They're safe and sound because of me. I saved them in my head. It's all about, you've got this thing inside of you. It's called drive. Now, here, let's continue on to the next one. I mean, I love this guy. Andy
Guys, you think Daryl can close me, yes or no? Daryl. Is he good? Come on, Daryl. Yeah, I just want to go check out these two. If I could just get your card, then I'll get back with you after seeing them. I just want to
No problem. Follow me. My card's at my desk.
Okay, so I go to your desk. Now what?
Great. Hey, before you leave, I definitely want to put something in front of you so, again, you can compare apples to apples. Is that fair?
Okay, listen to me. Can you kill this objection right now, yes or no?
Yes.
Well, you're not, though.
Well, you followed me in, didn't you?
No, because I did that.
Can you kill this objection? Check this out. The thing about coaches is they'll never let you close them, and you always feel obligated to when they try to close you. They're like, "Do you want to buy a $1 billion car?" And they're just looking at you in the middle of an entire stadium, and you're like, yes, closed. That's why I'm a master closer. I'm a god. Bow before me. Bow before my glory. My salesman glory.
No, he didn't close me, guys. Listen, I know that it's cute, but my point is, I said, okay, now I'm inside. Now what happens? Does that make sense? If you think you can get someone to follow you to your desk.
Now I'm inside. Now what happens? I'll tell you what happens, Andy. I have your child here. And if you do not sign this contract for this deal to close, then your child will not live. Andy, how does it feel? How does it feel being on the other side? There's a thing called drive, and I want you to get in a car and drive away after buying it from me.
If that makes you a closer, that is not a closer. You're handing out business cards. That's actually an order taker. I should put an orange vest on you, right? Because you're just giving out business cards. You're a tour guide. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I need you to close me. Now, what do I need you to close me on? To get on this write-up sheet.
Right.
The write-up sheet. That's huge. Imagine trying to get up on a write-up sheet. Oh, what's this?
I'm going to tell you this, my entire company, my entire team, if you don't have a six-pack, you don't work for us.
I love that.
I'm going to tell you.
I love this. He actually has, if you look him up right now on TikTok, this is like his third favorite video. He's saved 3 videos on his top. It'll say pinned. He has pinned 3 videos, and this is his second one that he's pinned. I love this video. You don't work for me. If you don't have a six-pack, you're fired.
Hey, this is my entire company, my entire team. If you don't have a six-pack, you don't work for us. No, I know.
Even the women. Even the women. That's why his wife is jacked. If you don't have a six-pack, I'm leaving you. And the kids. The kids better be doing crunches every day. Or guess what? You're not getting fed.
It's called, everybody say standard.
It's called a standard. I have standards. If you want my unconditional love as my child, you have to have a six-pack. You have to have abs. And you have to be able to bench press 225. These are called standards. I live up to standards for myself and the people I surround myself with.
How about we raise them? How about we raise them?
I love the badass music too. How about we raise them? Boom, 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 boom.
How about we raise them? How about we raise them? How about we raise them? How about you guys quit getting civilized and you guys quit settling?
Yes.
You know, there's some people in this room that said, I would sue my company if they told me I had to have a six-pack. We know you would. That conversation was for the 1%ers. That wasn't for you.
I'm a 1%er. Guys, I'm a 1%er. I know exactly what he's saying because I'm a 1%er. That conversation was for the 1%ers. We know you'll sue. That's why that conversation was for the 1%ers. Listening to this guy just makes me want to rip my shirt off, just scream, yes! I'm a salesman. I can close anyone. I have a feeling he opens a lot of men. He's a good opener and a closer. Probably. If I had to guess.
If you don't have someone that's in your life, they don't want to be in your life. Look, if somebody doesn't want to bring value to your life and they don't want to make you better, get rid of them. You only have so much real estate in your brain and in your heart.
Even in family.
Dude, family's the first to go. Dude, listen to me. Your chosen family sometimes is more important than your blood family.
I can kind of respect that, but also saying your family's the first to go is so badass. That is so funny. I hate my family. The first pure person I got rid of was both my parents. They did their job. Birth me, conceive me, birth me, Bye-bye. That's the order of operations in his mind. Conceive, birth, bye-bye. You've done enough. Hello, bye-bye. Go to the old folks' home. I don't need you anymore. Family's the first to go. If they're not supplying you with value, they're useless. You need to be used, and this is what I said on the last podcast. The elite of the elite are always using. They are always using. You are a means to an end. You are a transaction. Everything is transactional. I guarantee you, if you talk to this guy for more than 5 seconds, he's going to try to get you to do something. He can't just talk about the news, or he can't just talk about something that's on his mind. He can't talk about, you know, a book that he read or whatever. I imagine he doesn't read literature. He reads just books that just yell. I call them yell books because it's just a dude. You've got to be the best. You're the fucking best. You're a beast. You're a beast killing murderer when it comes to sales. You've got to learn. It's just like constant yelling, just a stream of constant consciousness on a page, just belched and vomited onto the page. Just every single word has an exclamation point over it or after it. You can sell whatever you want. You will never back down. You will never back down. That's the books that he reads. He doesn't read literature. He just reads actual just books that just scream. I've got a couple more videos from him.
Garrett, take your shirt off.
So this is at a convention. The Not Most People podcast. We're not most people. So, dude, imagine if I got on this podcast, the Not Most People podcast. Garrett, take your shirt off real quick. Garrett, pop that shirt off, please.
Garrett, take your shirt off.
On the middle of the stage. He's on the stage. This random person who was probably his boss forced him to go to this convention. He probably got free lunch. He wanted to leave after he got free lunch. His boss said, you're not going to get paid for this day unless you go to the convention. This guy on stage said, we're going to choose someone out of the audience right now. Get up on the stage. We're going to make you a badass closer. You get on stage. And then this guy probably turned to his left and turned to his right. And then his face started to fill up with blood. And he got scared. And he's like, shit, is that me? Went up on stage. The first thing this guy says to him, what's your name? Garrett? Okay, Garrett.
Garrett, take your shirt off. Come on, Garrett.
Come on, Garrett.
Take your shirt off, Garrett.
Pop that bad boy out.
Now, hold on. Now, Garrett's a killer. Am I right? Garrett, how old are you?
29.
29. Garrett, you are 29 and you are currently on a stage in front of 100 people with your shirt and nips out. Standing next to a guy whose penis is showing through his pants and his nips are about to touch you on the left arm.
Does this bother you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, doesn't bother you enough.
He's squeezing his gut.
If it did,
I
you
agree.
wouldn't have it. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
I mean it. Now, come on, put your shirt down. We don't need this. You don't need this. You got kids?
Yes, sir. 2 sons.
Is he going to do the kid thing again?
This is the last time I want you to take your shirt off in front of a group of people and not be in the shape you want your children to be in.
What Andy did for me is he kept me accountable, and he told me that I wasn't being my best self. And there's people in this world that can look at that and they can say, wow, he shouldn't do that to him. This is crazy. He's being mean. Or you could use that as a resource and you
use
can
it as
tap into that
fuel.
limitless potential that you have inside of you, and you can become a fucking animal. Our business
Become a
has
fucking
20X
animal.
last month. I've definitely leaned down. I've lost about 8 pounds so far.
Proud of you, brother.
I mean, yeah, 8 pounds. I'm proud, dude.
Seriously.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, we love you more. And then guess what? Wait till you see him 6 months from now. Come on.
Come on. Come on. The official Andy Elliott. I think that was the last one I had. Is that the last one I had? What's this one? I love this guy so much. I mean, literally cannot. I spent hours watching this guy.
That means this. Your day needs to be filled up with non-income producing activities, or your day needs to be filled up with producing activities. Losers have non-income. That means they do shit that don't make them money. Winners do shit that makes some money. 3 R's. Reach, revenue, retention. Write it down. Reach.
3 R's. Listen, this podcast. Listen, if you're listening on this, reach, retention, retardation.
I gotta reach more people.
Recustody battle, arson, and murder. The 3 R's of real estate.
I gotta put up some money today. Retention. I gotta figure out how to make people stay with me. How to make people know who I am. I gotta stay in front of them. Reach, revenue, retention.
Reach, revenue, retention. This guy's out of control. And he's always chewing on something, so I think he might be on like some sort of maybe performance enhancing drug, or maybe just a drug in general. He does have kind of a vibe that he's a lot to handle. Imagine going out to eat with this guy. While the conversation would be nice, I would leave with the biggest headache I think I've ever had. I'd just be like, can you chill for a second, dude? Can you please, just for the love of God, Andy, chill. In, out. Breathe in, breathe out. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Here's this guy on TikTok. I don't know. I don't know if this is fake. I found this on TikTok and it looks real.
I admit I did molest my nephew Noah.
I mean, this guy definitely looks like he would do that.
And traded
Okay, now this part is actually crazy to put on the internet. I don't know if this is real, but if it's a joke, I really don't know what the benefit is for him. He looks like he might have Down syndrome. Like maybe someone told him to say this and he doesn't really know better, but it's wild. It's wild. I did molest my cousin Noah.
And traded CP. I am truly sorry. I will work to better myself.
Yeah, okay, my man. Yeah, work to better yourself and seek help. Seek help. I don't know if that's real, but if it's not, I mean, that's wild. The things you see on TikTok, and I actually got that one. That was a recommendation from a friend whose TikTok algorithm is far more fucked up than mine. Mine is killers. How to become a fucking animal. I always love that they talk like selling cars is some sort of like animal instinct. You have to harness your inner human, your inner lizard brain in order to sell cars better. You've got to become a beast. I've got to be able to put you upside down, dip your head in water. I've got to be able to, I will literally waterboard you. And then a second later, you've got to be able to repeat every script word for word. You've got to become an animal with your one goal being selling cars. Like imagine that being who you are. Just like the guy who's just you're just become that guy. You're like, oh Christ on a cross, Andy's here again. You just see him walk in and he has his entire posse. His wife's carrying him on his back, on her back, because she's ripped, and he's like, put me down. What's up, guys? He just has such an energy, like a wild energy that I would not be comfortable around. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you did not enjoy it, tell me why in the comments below. And that has been the AfroMattt Show. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.